So my name is Sneha Viswas. I'm the founder and CEO of Early Steps Academy, a program to make school children 10x confident in the real world by introducing real world subjects and skills from entrepreneurship, climate space, applied mathematics, artificial intelligence, softer aspects such as empathy and emotional intelligence, and making them confident in thinking, independent critical thinking, as well as communication and articulation. This is a program which uses the famous case study method pioneered at Harvard to teach young school children modern essential subjects and skills. But here I am today to discuss the impact of some of the modern technologies, especially artificial intelligence, on education as a whole, especially in the context of early education, but in general, like education as a whole, how it's impacted by the advent of technology and artificial intelligence. So first I'll talk about what is great. Yeah? There's a lot of good things happening in the space of AI and innovation, and it can dramatically improve the quality of education, the reach of education across different, verticals, across different geographies. So one of the biggest problems in dispensing good quality education is the lack of high quality teachers or the ability for organizations, schools, and institutions to train so many people at once. Yeah. So one of the biggest advantages of the advent of AI is that it can help in intelligent tutoring. Yeah? AI can be used to create really smart tutoring systems that can provide very personalized feedbacks, personalized guidance to each child. These systems can analyze student performances, responses much faster than any teacher or human can ever do, and they can provide almost in real time very targeted feedback, very targeted advice on what is needed for student A versus what is needed for student B versus what is needed for student C. Yeah. So one of that part of like solving for the teacher-student ratio across the world can be solved by the advent of AI in a right way. Bringing like from there, the other point that comes is the personalized learning. Yeah? All of us are very different, and learners are very different, children are very different. So the need to have a personalized curriculum or a personalized pace of learning, personalized way of like what do you need to learn first before someone else, and all that can be solved in a very beautiful way with AI, because AI can be used to create these personalized learning experiences that cater to each student's unique learning style, their interests, their hobbies, their pace, most importantly. And there's a lot of like work behind the scenes which a human mind cannot do, like by just analyzing all the data of your child's performance or the algos that recommend like specific learning resources. If there are 10 articles that are useful, it's not that all 10 articles are relevant to all learners. Yeah. So to have that recommendation on the back of an insane amount of data and to provide that kind of personalization in learning, AI is the way to go. Yeah. Also, like not every sort of assessment is right for every child. Yeah, we generally have a very standard assessment for every learner for a particular kind of exam or test. But having like more adaptive assessment is always a better way, to evaluate whether a certain learner has learned or hasn't learned, or at what level the child is. Yeah, if you give like 10 tough questions and someone scores 2 out of 10, you just say that person has failed. But maybe that person, if you were adapting the questions, went one notch lower, and the person scores 8 out of 10 on that slightly lower level of questions, the person is good at a certain level. Yeah. So that adaptive assessment, I think AI can solve very well, because just the ability to create these adaptive tests and assessments, adjusting the difficulty levels based on the aptitude, based on the performance, all doing it in real time. It's not obviously 1,000 times easier than a human doing it. Yeah. So overall, I think, apart, of course, one of the sort of better known signs of help is just administrative work. Yeah, our teachers today around the world spend more than 45% of their time in just doing like grading, assessment, paperwork, lot of different feedback entry. So there's a lot of mechanical work that goes, and that is not the job of a teacher. Yeah, the job of a teacher or the quality of a teacher is to teach. The quality of the teacher or the best used skill of the teacher is to be with the learner. Yeah, in the moment, discuss, debate, coach, dispense knowledge, not to fill paperwork. Yeah. So another big part is if we are able to indeed use AI effectively to cut down 45% of the teacher's time. Imagine like there'll be 45% more learners that one teacher can accommodate. So that is another thing, the administrative support that AI can bring in education can dramatically change efficiencies for teachers, for administration, and for like the benefit of the learners in general. Yeah. So a lot of good stuff with AI. Let's think about like there are obviously like with every good thing there are certain things that we need to be careful of. And in my mind, as an educator, as a founder of an education company, and as a CEO of a company that handles tens of thousands of learners on a daily basis, one of the biggest problems that I see with the advent of AI, or even things like all of these ChatGPT, is the over reliance on AI. Yeah. There is a risk, yeah, that's true risk that schools become very reliant on AI, learners become very reliant on AI, leading to the lack of the critical thinking and communication and creativity skills among students. Yeah, something that we as an organization very strongly advocate for, that learners, especially children, need to think. Yeah, machines cannot think. You input something, they process it better than you, faster than you, and then they output it in a format that's better than what a human mind can output, but they cannot think. So the ability to critically think, to structure your thoughts, the creativity, which is the beauty of human life. Yeah, like if we look at the world around us, and why is this world better compared to the world that let's say birds and animals have? Yeah, because the human mind is very creative. Yeah, it's very fertile. You build like buildings and phones and air conditioners and schools and colleges. We built like so many things, yeah, from light bulbs to swimming pools. Everything is an invention or a discovery from the human mind. Yeah? And that is why we've been superior. We've dominated the planet for for generations. Yeah, and if the advent of AI takes away that powerful skill for humans, the ability to think, create, be creative, the ability to come independently with solutions, that is like in my mind one of the biggest risks. Yeah, we see like a lot of school children nowadays like wanting to write their essays using ChatGPT. It's not meaningful. Yeah, it's okay to not write something, but it's absolutely futile that you put something in, get that and copy paste. Yeah? You're just like curbing your creativity every day. You're reducing your creativity by 10%. Yeah, because the amount of effort that you're putting when you're writing an email, when you're putting together an essay, when you are thinking while you're chatting with someone, that enhances your brain, that improves your brain. And if you on an everyday basis you're going on the other way, that I don't want to use my brain, yeah, let me just put something on ChatGPT and get the output out. That's fast. That's like you're just basically anti-exercising your brain. Yeah. So that's over-reliance on AI in general, I think, is a huge risk. And of course, it's a technology. Yeah? So there are technical risks, like if systems are down, like if you truly become over dependent on AI and there are like issues, technical issues that can lead to incorrect recommendations or failure of like fair assessments, and that can harm student learning. However, like the counter to that is humans also do make errors, but I think the scale of error can be much higher when we have a technology behind us trying to solve these. Yeah. Privacy is an issue. Yeah, privacy and security, because obviously your machines are handling like tons of data, and a lot of time learner data, especially at the early age, is very private child data. So like learning privacy and security will always be a concern. One of the last things I feel is sort of not a downside, but something a little sad, is that it lacks human interaction. Yeah, Obviously, it helps us with scale, it helps us with improving efficiency, it helps us with accuracy, but it does lack the human interaction. And there is a component, a huge component of us having that kind of human interaction in your learning experience, especially at early ages, that pushes you to move ahead, that pushes you to do better, learn more. And that till we get to a stage where the AI systems and everything that we're using in education is at a level that is truly, yeah, like human-like. That gives that same kind of comfort, that same kind of feeling. It is like a risk that I see. And last but not the least, there is like, of course, it's data in, data out. Yeah. So, and the data in is being done by humans. Yeah. So there could be biases and discrimination. The AI algos can possibly reflect the biases and prejudices of their creators, and it can lead to discrimination against races or ages or different kind of biases. Yeah. So overall, there could be downsides of using AI actively in education, but I see that overall, if we as educators do not forget the importance of thinking, the importance of critically thinking through structuring ideas, using your own brain. If we don't forget and we actively put children through those exercises, teach children to do those things, or teach learners, even adults, yeah, that you need to think, you need to have your own brain in place and use AI to support other learning mechanism, to increase scale, to get to the depths of interiors of countries and villages, to get education to every learner in the world. And that kind of scale is only possible with AI. Yeah? So combining the two, combining your own conscious that you need to be able to think, need to use your brain, with the power of AI to get scale, efficiency, and high quality learning experience to millions of learners around the world. I think that's a beautiful path ahead. Yeah? And as mankind, as I was mentioning earlier, we are known to progress, we are known to invent, discover, and we are very excited as humans, yeah, to create, to build, to move ahead, not just things for us, but for the next generations to come. Yeah. So I hope AI is one such thing which not just makes our lives better in this generation, but for the next 10, 20 generations, AI has accelerated the pace of learning, the pace of growth for people around the world. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you got something out of it. Thanks.